I wanted to talk about something that many of us are guilty of, and many of us have a problem with this, and it's called cramscaping. And basically cramscaping is just cramming a bunch of plants in a small space. Way too small for the eventual size. And thought that I would just kind of, when you start out, you're starting a new garden, you get excited. And you are buying plants and you're putting things in and you have all of this open space. And when I first moved in here, there was a couple of this entire length. I think there was 2 or 3 shrubs and ground cover. That was it. So when you came out here, you looked at a bunch of grass, some ground cover, and an ugly fence. My goal was to get rid of the fence. So I started planting, and generally speaking, when you're buying plants, you're buying the little ones. Many of these shrubs came in much smaller than these impatiens. Just little tiny things. So you put them all out, and all you can see is dirt, and there's all these little plants. Well, if you're trying to achieve a jungle effect, it doesn't look very jungly. And a lot of us don't have the patience. Or we just overbuy. And so we put things in and it looks okay when you first start out, but then 1, 2, 3 years, now we're getting into 4 years, the plants are really starting to kind of grow excessively and are approaching their adult size. This Mexican orange was probably about the size of this when I put it in. Just this one little piece, just a, whatever, $5 plant or whatever. And it is now 6 feet wide. I trimmed this thing back heavily, and it's just getting bigger and bigger. And one of the issues with cramscaping, or this is what I'm finding, is I've literally lost plants. Sometimes they get out competed and they die, and other times they're actually still there and you don't even realize it. This is a yellow banana. This is Musella lasiocarpa. This thing used to be huge. It was one of the biggest plants I had. It would be 6 feet tall. But there's one, they send up multiple shoots or whatever, stems, and this plant is now gone. So I need to get this out of here. Another example, this crazy guy that's coming out here, he's back in here somewhere, and this is Lobelia tuba, which is a huge plant. It's supposed to be 6 feet tall. Behind that, there's a red hot poker, which I totally forgot about. At least I think that's what that is. And there's even an Australian bottle brush in here. See my pineapple lily? There's one over there on the other side of that Mexican orange, somewhere. So these are the things you have to realize. Is really, I'm gonna challenge you. There it is back there, pineapple lily. I'm gonna challenge you, everyone out there, to try and pay attention to the ultimate size. You see this mess right here? There's about 5 Chamaedorea microspadex. There's a sable minor. And there's that Persicaria red dragon in there. Never mind 6 Trachycarpus fortunae, all in that area. So you lose some of your plants. Now, the one nice thing is if you redevelop a new area, you can come in and you can actually walk around your own garden and think, what do I have? You know, what's not doing well? What can I move? So I've been kind of chopping from my own yard when I do a new area to try and create space. I've also actually just deleted things, just pulled them out, threw them out. You know, you can give them away to other people, that sort of thing. So try and really try and pay attention, maybe even measure to see how big these plants get. So I'm gonna show you this over here. So this is an area that is not quite as cramscaped, at least on the right here. So you see these two palms, you see how they're overlapping a great deal with their fronds. So this area, there was nothing here, just some daylilies and some ground cover. And I put these palms in and I actually spaced them out pretty well, but you can see they're already touching. And this is the equivalent of how they looked when they went in. So basically there was mulch and a palm there and a palm there. And that's what you have to think about if you want to live with. Can I live with it like this for a number of years? Because eventually, if I put a lot of stuff in, I'm gonna have to move or remove some of the plants I have, which can be difficult. Some more cramscaping over here. This is just a jungly mess. I don't even know if I could remove plants out of here if I wanted to. You cannot get in here. It is that dense. This kiwi shrub was about 2 feet tall when I stuck it in the ground. These fatsias were just the size of that rice paper plant right there, that little runner. That's how big some of these plants can get. So just be prepared to lose some money, because you will be in a situation where I am, where you have all these plants on top of one another. Look at this. This is a Xanthodecia. It's not even flowering because it's not, I don't think it's getting enough sun. But that just kind of showed up. Back there, there's a rhodo. Back there, there's a giant fern. And then beyond, there's banana. So, I mean, if you like that, that's great. But I'm just trying to, you know, illustrate a point that we all get so overeager. I have a planting over here that I think I would say is not cramscaped, and I will show it to you. And it's been had this planted for a couple of years now, so I want you to see what it looks like. This area, that is not cramscaped. Even the spacing I have now, all of these plants will touch within probably another 2 or 3 years. These will all be touching, and this will be a green wall. And I think I've had this for almost 2 years now. These grow slow over here because I don't irrigate them, and it's kind of a hot and dry spot, but look at the spacing. So if you're thrifty, or if you're patient, this is how you want to do it. Don't do what I did, because you'll be you actually give yourself a lot of work in the long run, because you're gonna have to remove things. But if you like the jungle look, then go for it. It will become a jungle eventually, but you're gonna be sacrificing plants along the way. Anyway, long video. Just trying to illustrate a few points. Thanks for watching.